Hello and welcome to another edition of Paul.com TV. In this particular video, we're going to spend some time playing around with SMB Relay. We've been working with a lot with different exploits, cool things you could do with Metasploit like the Meterpreter, browser exploitation, and pass the hash. On the pass the hash theme, we're going to continue that just a little bit and see if Metasploit has some built-in functionality to actually handle pass the hash attacks, which in fact it actually does. So let's see exactly how we can set this up. Of course, we're logged into Metasploit 3.2, and we're going to use exploit, and we're going to choose Windows as the category of the operating system, SMB as the category of service within Windows, and then we're going to choose SMB Relay. After we have SMB Relay set up, quite simply, all we have to do is set our payload. And I'm a big fan of the Meterpreter, so we're going to be using the Meterpreter. So we're going to set the payload to Windows, and it's going to take a couple seconds for it to autocomplete. There we go. Meterpreter, and we're going to do the very simplistic bind TCP. Of course, you could also do reverse TCP if you so chose. Now we have the payload set, we have the exploit set. Now, once again, this is one of those exploits where a penetration tester has to be patient, have to wait for somebody to come to you. So now we type exploit. Type in exploit, starts up a background job, sets up, and listens and waits. So now at this point, you as a penetration tester, if you were on the inside of the network, in order to get that system to authenticate to you so you could steal those hash credentials and authenticate back to the system, you would do something like send them an email with a link for them to actually click on. You could also just ask them to navigate to a specific share. So let's see exactly what that looks like. So in this scenario, I'm simply going to have this system serve to open up a share on 192.168.1.107 $. Now 107 is my Linux system with Metasploit waiting with the SMB exploit. Now it's sitting there and it's now trying to connect to my Linux box. As part of connecting to my Linux box, one of the things that it's doing is that it's sending its authentication credentials, its landman and its NT hashes. So it's going to be shooting both those hashes over to my Linux box, and hopefully, we will get access back to the Windows box. So now we see Meterpreter session 1 open. I want to basically zoom in here. Now if you look at this, it says incorrect password under unknown username. We honestly don't care. The reason why that box popped up is because it tried to send its authenticated credentials. In this situation, Blue 2000 administrator sent us the password hashes, and then Metasploit authenticated back with those authenticated credentials and opened up a session. So now let's do sessions -L to list out the sessions that we have. Once again, session -I1, and sure enough, you can see that we have a Meterpreter session set up with our wonderful Windows 2000 box. You can see the processes on the system, and of course we can do get PID, and we can see that we're in the process ID 1496, and we can also do get user ID. So get UID, and we're NT authority system. And the beautiful thing about this is that we really didn't shoot an exploit to the system. We were actually using the basic functions that Windows uses for authentication. So just to recap, to set up this particular exploit, we have to choose the exploit of use exploit Windows SMB Relay, and we have to set our payload to Windows Meterpreter bind TCP. Then of course we have to type exploit and somehow get our client system, the target in this situation, to try and authenticate to our Linux box. As soon as they try to authenticate, we take those authentication credentials and reverse authenticate back to them, and in this situation, upload the Meterpreter. So thank you very much. Hope to see you in the next video. Do take care.